guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we switching a little bit up. We're gonna make sure that we give you guys a little bit more value, but I wanted to bring on somebody that's not in the real estate industry, but it's a full-on entrepreneur. It's killing the rap game out here in San Diego. You guys know I got love for my city, so I had to bring on my boy Ray Riley.
What's going on, man? How you doing, bro? It's good to be here, man. I'm glad to be here.
So Ray, man, tell us a little bit more about you, who you are, where you're from. We want to know it all, bro.
Okay. In short, I'm from here, originally from Chula Vista. Moved to the IE when I was in elementary school. That was pretty much from elementary school to high school. Those were all the adolescent years was at. Once I graduated high school, moved to LA, went to school in LA, college. Shout out to APU class of 2019.
Nice.
And that's where I really started in the music, taking it seriously when I got to college, right? My homie sold me his mic, and then from there, I was in my college dorm room just making music, and that's pretty much where I started taking it seriously. I was always around it because my pops made music back in the day, but that's
now, when you were saying you were making music, were you writing? Were you making beats? Were you rapping? What were you doing?
I was writing. So I started trying to make beats.
Right.
And
you had an MPC like everybody else?
Nah, I didn't even have that. I was trying to do it off my laptop, man, but I was like, this isn't for me, man. So I started writing, and then in between classes, I would be writing songs, or between class and practice, I would be writing. And then, after practice, I'd come back to my dorm room and record real quick. And it was kind of that natural, like, rinse and repeat and continuously doing that. And then obviously, the rest is history. You kind of turn into this.
So when you were writing, though, walk me back through that, bro. Because, I mean, what inspired you? If you tell me, Carlos, go ahead and write something right now, you're going to make a whole rap song. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to sit there with pen and paper, and I'm not going to go more than 2 words. And I'm going to start off with yo, 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 and that's it. I'm not going anywhere. So how did you get inspired? What do you write about? What is one of the messages that you send out?
I think the main thing, or the first thing that inspired me originally was my pops. He was in it. So my dad made music. He was in a group called Legion of Doom. The first hip hop group out here in San Diego. So that was like the thing that inspired me, a kid wanting to be like his pops, But growing up, everything was football, right? But once I started getting into the music and my pops was inspiring me to do it, it just was like an outlet for me, transitioning from high school to college. It's a big transition. And in that space, it's kind of like, it was hard for me to relate to other people as far as like, just finding friends and things of that nature, and just trying to navigate that whole different lifestyle. So, being able to do that was kind of like therapeutic for me. You know what I'm saying? I was able to write out my feelings.
You went to school. What was your major at school?
Business management. I was doing business management, but I thought I was going to the league, bro.
Right.
I thought I was going to NFL. So I'm like, I'm going to just do business
So
management.
rap was like a side gig. It wasn't like the full-on thing. You were thinking, hey, football is going to be for me, and I'm going to get paid right here.
100%. Football was like the main thing. Rap was just like something I enjoyed doing because it felt like therapeutic for me, and people started liking it, But football was the main thing. Rap was just a side thing, and then all of a sudden, as my love for football was leaving, the music love was just coming through the window at the same exact time, man. So it was all just.
Were you making diss songs to the coaches and everybody else that you don't fuck with?
Nah, I wasn't doing all that shit. Nah. But yeah, man, it was definitely like a therapeutic thing for me, man. Like anything I was going through, that, like I said, that transition from high school to college was a big transition for me. So just being able to get all my feelings out and then putting it out, and then people actually fucking with it, it was like something that was dope for me to see.
You remember your first song?
My first song was, I think it was called like Baby.
It was to her.
Dude,
it was the first one. It was to her. It's always like that, bro. It's all right.
No. Yeah. My first song was with my homie Kevin Knight. Shout out to my homie Kevin Knight. And we recorded actually at his house on the mic that he ended up selling me. And I had wrote my verses right there on the spot.
Yeah.
And it's on SoundCloud. Yeah, that was my first joint, and I put it out, and I remember this is back when Twitter was popping. I got 10 retweets.
Okay.
And 10 likes, and I was lit. I was like,
all of a sudden you were famous. You knew, hey man, this was a banger. The next banger just dropped.
Yeah. So that was my first actual song. Right. I still remember, and when I listen back to it, it's not for a first song, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? So that was fun, man. That's when I started. Really
and what was it about?
Oh, come on, man. You know what it's about. It was about at the time back then.
Yeah. Earmuffs.
Yeah. At the time, I had just broken up with my girlfriend from high school.
Right.
So I was trying to do anything I could to get her back. You know,
Right.
so I was writing little love songs and things like that.
Also, you poured your heart out on that one, bro. That's why you thought it was so good.
But it was like a fun one.
You gave it your all on that one, bro.
Yeah, it was like a fun one. It wasn't like some sappy one. It was just like some fun loving stuff. But
the people watching, they have a real question.
yeah.
Did it work?
Nah, hell no, for the better though. For the better, man. It worked out for the better.
So if you're listening to this and you're a rapper, it doesn't always work, my boy.
It doesn't always work, man, but sometimes things work out better. You know what I'm saying?
So then what happened after, bro? What ended up happening with school? You finished?
Yeah, I graduated. Class of 2019, graduated.
Okay.
Got my degree, bachelor degree.
And then what happens next?
And from there, man, you just start working, man. You know what I'm saying? When you realize football's not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So straight from there, I went to Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? So I was working at Home Depot. I worked there for 2 years and still making music in the meantime, like even writing songs during my shift, you know, or writing songs during lunch, writing after work, you know, writing before work. Like anytime I could get, go home and record. You know what I'm saying? So any little space I had to do music, I was doing it. Yeah.
Now, what was something that you think happened to you that kept you pushing, or something that you feel like, hey, this was a drastic change that happened, or this moment in my life made me say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on grinding even harder.
I don't even, to be honest with you, man, I think that dates back to just how I grew up. I don't think there's any moment in particular that's like, yo, I'm gonna stick with it. This is how I was raised. You know, my pops raised me to see things through, to work hard. That's why with football was such a big part of my life, because it taught me the value of hard work.
The discipline.
The discipline.
Right.
When kids was growing up, me and my homie Darian, that's why he's my best friend to this day, man.
Yeah.
Kids our age, you know, they were having sleepovers, pizza parties, things like that. We be on the track working, running hills at the age of like 13, 14.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really have summers like that. So we almost like, it's like, I think of it like we kind of suffered together.
Right.
So it made us have a stronger bond. But with that being said, that kind of created a work ethic in me that I just brought right over to football. I mean, to music. You know what I'm saying?
I checked out your YouTube, and you have over 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
You have so many videos on there, man. I don't even know how many I've seen. How many would you say you have?
I don't even know. Like what? Like 80 to 100? I don't even know, man. 100.
I saw a gang of them there, bro. I saw a whole album. Man. I saw another album. So is that where that discipline comes into play? Because take me back to a couple of videos that you posted that you thought were going to be some bangers, and then you're like checking every hour.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had that one?
All the time, bro. It happens like, all the time.
You hit that refresh, thinking, oh, this song or this video is going to be a banger, and nothing's happening?
It happens with everything in the same way in reverse. There's some things that I put out that I'm thinking, whatever. Yeah. And they end up blowing up, man. But to answer your question, I would say it's just consistency, man. That's the main thing. And I study a lot of people in this space. I study a lot of guys who I look up to, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Nipsey Hussle, guys like that, you know what I'm saying? And I see, and from what I hear, those guys just continue to work. They work hard, you know what I'm saying? They don't stop. So for me, I pride myself on being consistent and just working hard.
Now, what are the number one artists that you looked up to, that either whether he's still around or was around?
The number one, growing up, it was J. Cole, man. J. Cole was the guy that I looked to because I feel like I could relate to him the most, in the sense of like, I didn't grow up in the hood. I wasn't gang banging. I wasn't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I was playing ball and I loved music. And I could relate to him the most, and the things he was saying and how he was saying it. He was getting good grades in school, but he made that shit sound fly. You know what I'm saying?
But you didn't live too far from the hood, because you grew up here in Chula Vista, right?
No, I grew up, so I was born here, but I moved before I could even get exposed to the actual, you know what I'm saying? Because my dad grew up here.
And he said, I'm going to take your ass out of here.
Right, exactly. So me and my sister, he was like, I'm going to get y'all out of here, man. Right. You know, so I had the privilege of going to the IE, which is, a good area for a family to grow up in. Right. Now that I'm a grown man, I'm back here. But I'm different because I'm a grown man now. Right. Versus being a kid, being easily impressionable, get yourself into trouble, shit like that.
Now that you're back, right? You're back in San Diego. Where do you live now?
La Mesa area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was like a message that you would want to shoot out to the youth, somebody that maybe didn't have a dad, to take him out, right? That are still here, and if you were to talk to like the young Riley back again, what would you tell them, right?
I think the main message I would say, man, is don't follow, you know, what the path that your friends are taking if you feel like that's not something you want to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about trying to fit in with the crowd, because I think a lot of times when you're a kid, you just want to be able to fit in. You want to be doing what's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I think being able to be brave enough to do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going left. Be brave enough to go right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that I would say to somebody out here who doesn't have a father figure in that space, would be to
go for it.
Yeah, go right. If everybody's going left, go right. You know.
100. So now, what's some stuff that's happened to you that you feel like kind of set you back, that didn't really exactly go as planned?
Yeah. A couple things. The first thing that comes to mind that happened, I think last year, was my whole Instagram, my whole page got taken down. So yeah. So I mean, when I say it,
how many followers were you at?
Not nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. It was like maybe like 3,500. But
that's 3,500 is hard.
But
the beginning is the hardest. I feel like
when I say it out loud, it sounds like, oh, okay, you got his. Nah, man, it was way more deep than that, because as an artist, and a lot of artists can relate.
Yeah.
At the time, you feel like you're putting all your catalog, everything you've worked for is in one space.
That's your resume right there.
That's your resume.
Somebody pops up and you're like, this is my page, this is what I do. This
so when somebody looks you up, what's your Instagram? You're gonna give them your Instagram.
Right.
So overnight, that shit was gone, and I felt like my heart dropped to my stomach, man.
How so though? What happened?
Dude, it's a long story, but basically, I was promoting an album. It was called Color of Dope.
Okay.
And what I did was I posted a brick, a snowflake, and a phone, right? Because I'm basically saying I'm selling music, but I'm trying to equate it to I'm selling crack, I'm selling dope, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
They took that post down, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just not gonna post that no more. I just won't use that emoji. Then all of a sudden, I think I just got caught in like an algorithm.
Yeah.
So where like every time I would then they took my page down. So then I had to wait a day, I got it back. Then I just got stuck in this vicious algorithm, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that forced me I really came to a crossroads at that point of like, man, do I want to keep doing this shit? Because I feel like all the work I put in for the past however many years got taken down overnight. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make a whole new account, start from scratch. But now that new account has more followers than the old account.
Right.
But it also taught me a valuable lesson to not put all my eggs in one basket. So, I know we were having a conversation earlier about, what social media platform do you think is the biggest for you? I don't have an answer, because I try to spread myself out through all of them. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything I can. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm learning that's the formula. You never want to. And now I have 2 Instagrams. So if one goes down,
you
I'm
got
gonna
another one.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I was having issues when I was looking you up. I'm like, is this the real one or is this the real one? I'm
No,
like,
I
they
got
both say
2.
the real Riley.
Yeah.
I'm like, which one's the real one?
I got 2, bro, because I learned my lesson. I'm
got a
like,
backup plan.
Bro, if it goes down, we're not gonna stop. If it goes down, I'm gonna be working on the other one till the other one gets back up. You know what I'm saying? So I learned from that. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I gotta spread myself out. So that way this shit is gonna continue to go no matter what.
Now, I hear music is a lot like business, right? It works alongside, real similar.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things in business is not also what you know, but who you know. So is there somebody that has put you on, or that you feel like was able to help you take that next level in your career?
I would say going back to my dad, man. Not necessarily as far as like,
we need to shout out Pops.
We
need to shout out Pops. What's Pops' name?
Willie Will, my Pops, man. He's the whole reason I got into music in the first place. But as far as networking goes, like my uncle, man, my uncle Mike Ski, shout out to DJ Mike Ski. He got me the opportunity to be on Jammin' 95.7, which is a radio station out here with Beto. And I did that a couple of times, which was dope. So that was a lot of exposure. But as far as networking goes, man, that's the part that I'm trying to continue to build. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna stop you right there, bro, because you just said something that I know, like, it gives me the chills. When you're starting up and you get the opportunity to say, hey, you know what, you're not just writing on a notepad no more, you're about to be on the radio. Take me back to that day. What happened then? That
was dope, man. So the initial time I was on there to do it was like a freestyle show. So my uncle knew the radio producer there, Beto, shout out to Beto. And I got an opportunity to go on there. It was me and some other guy. and we had a slot to do 16 bars, and then the second round was a freestyle where he would hold up a piece of paper,
Yeah.
and I would have to say what's on the paper, and he had like 8 pieces of paper.
Okay.
It's on YouTube right now. Just type in Ray Riley, Gemini 95.7, and you'll see it. But that was a dope experience, man. I think that was the first time to where, you know, because I was still in college at the time. So when I came back to school and everybody saw that, the perception of me had changed as far as like, oh shit,
you doing
like
it.
You actually make music. You know what I'm saying? Not just like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Well, you actually do music.
You were on the radio, so that just gave you what you needed for people to really acknowledge you. The acknowledgement was there, the credibility was there. Now all of a sudden, what did that do to you mentally after doing that?
So that was the big moment, but I think another big moment to your point was I performed a Showtime at the Apollo in New York, Harlem, which is a huge, it's a huge thing. So that, I came back from that, and mentally, man, it just showed me, when I did that and I was able to make it through my whole set, because at Showtime at the Apollo, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the audience can boo you if you trash. And it's the East Coast, so East Coast, that's the mecca of hip hop, right? So if you're trash, it's not like, oh, he's trying. Like, nah, man, get the fuck off stage. You suck.
Right.
So I made it through my whole set, right? I think there was like 8 people and I got like 5th place. You know, but bro, I was at the time I'm 21, 22.
Now, how nervous were you?
Oh, bro.
How do you prep though? How do you prep for something like that?
There is no prep.
Because it's freestyle, right?
No. Showtime at the Apollo was I got to do a song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did a song. I performed a song, but as for I was nervous, but I was so nervous that I was angry. You know what I'm saying? Like I got on the stage, like you can see it, like I'm screaming in the not screaming, but like
you got that energy,
the aggressive energy because I'm scared. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but that showed me like, all right, man, if I can make it right here in front of all these people who don't know who the hell I am, because I was packed out. I think it was 1,500 people in the arena, and if I'm able to do that, I'm on to something. I'm doing something because there's nobody else.
Because nobody knows you, so they're not giving you love because they know you.
Nobody
it's just strangers
knows
saying, hey,
me.
this is what I do.
And I look at it from the perspective of I don't know anybody else that can go there and do that at that age and make it through that. So I compare everything I do to that now. Like if I'm doing a show now, you know, and there's 300 people, whatever the case is, I'm like, man, I did the Apollo with 1,500 people at 22. You know what I'm saying? So
now, Ray, would you say you have a blueprint for it now?
The blueprint?
Yeah.
I think it's in development. I would say we're developing a process. I'm starting to see things that work and see things that don't. I've been doing it for a good amount of time now, so I'm starting to see, okay, this is effective when I do this. This isn't as effective when I do this, but let me try it this way. So it's all trial and error. You know what I'm saying? So,
now, one of the biggest reasons we have this YouTube channel is we like to give it back, bro. We like to give it back to community. I'm all about our people, not just here in San Diego, but whoever's watching this. So if you were to go back and if you were to talk to young Ray and you were to say, hey, these are the 3 mistakes that you want to stay away. These are the top 3. Which top 3 would those be?
Top 3, that's tough. I don't know if I can give you 3. But what I'll say is, the main thing I'll say is don't half-ass nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. If you're going to go for it, go hard. Go hard. Go all the way in it. You know what I'm saying? Don't, because if you half-ass it, it's cliche, but it's the truth. You're going to get half-ass results. If you're making a song and you're giving a half-ass effort into the song, it's going to sound like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way you can get better, is if you continue to give everything you have into everything you're doing, whether it be a music video, whether it be writing a song, whether it be recording, whether it be trying to network and meet people. Really put yourself out there. That's how you get better. That's how you learn from your mistakes and continue to grow. So as far as 3 things, I don't know if I can give you 3 things off the top of my head, but the main thing is to don't half-ass shit. Okay. You know, definitely go all in, put your whole foot in there. Don't just dip your toe in. You know what I mean?
Now, what would be maybe a mistake that you did that you wish you could change?
I don't think I would change anything, because I feel like at this point, I am who I am because of the things I've done and the mistakes I made and the things I did right. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this though to young artists coming up, is to be you. Be yourself, as in when you're writing, don't write about shit that you don't experience or you haven't done. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't gangbang, don't write about gangbanging.
Now let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
So I think most rappers nowadays, that's what they want to talk about, right?
Right.
And I mean, because that's what we grew up. Like, if we were listening to your Pops music, was it about that?
Yeah, but he was actually doing it.
Right.
So it's different.
So that's what we hear, right? You hear some young Dolph, you listen to somebody else, like Mitchie Slick talks about gangbanging, talks about different hoods here in San Diego.
Right.
You talk about Little Weirdo, what does he talk about? Same thing, right? So if a rapper's out there, there's rappers out there that are killing the game without having to talk about gangbanging.
Right.
So what is the message that you portray in your songs?
Just being me. So you mentioned all those guys. I think for those guys it's different because that's the lifestyle that they live. You know what I'm saying? So they're not pretending, right? If I was living that way and I was doing those things, then for sure, you know what I'm saying? But my message is to the guys who are not doing that shit. Just because it's popping for them, they're actually doing it. They actually live that lifestyle. They're actually doing what they say they're doing. From myself, I'm being myself, man. I'm being authentically me. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope because I don't have to go outside and pretend. I don't gotta come here and sit in front of you and act like I'm somebody I'm not.
My boy's keeping it real. That's why he's at the realest today.
You know what I'm saying? I get to be. It's easy because I get to go outside and be myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, bro.
So yeah, man, just be yourself, bro.
And people are gonna relate to you regardless because not everybody was out there gangbanging.
Nah, man.
Out there, I mean, there's a lot of people that went to college the same way you did and decided to do something different.
Everybody has everybody has a niche, man. Not everybody in the world has to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. That's another thing I would say to up and coming artists. Is not everybody in the world has to fuck with your music, right? You can make a phenomenal living. There's people that I know that you have no idea who it is, and they're making 6 figures right now off of music because they have their own niche, they have their own fan base of people because they're being themselves. You know what I'm saying? So there's an audience for everybody. Don't think everybody has to like you, otherwise you're not gonna make it.
Now, in case they don't know who Ray Riley is, in case somebody's watching this, who is Ray Riley? What's his niche? What does he like? What's he write about?
I write about me, man. I would say my niche, man, is just, you know, I grew up a lot on East Coast hip hop, right? So I feel like that's the sound my ear tends to gravitate to. That's the music I tend to lean towards, but I love to just make anything that I'm feeling, right? So I'm a human being, just like anybody, you know? So I have moments where I want to be competitive, right? And I'm angry and I want to be the best. Then I have moments where I'm just kicking it with my girl and I just want to, you know, chill with my girl. I'm not trying to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So I have emotions like everybody else. So the music I make is just based off that. You know what I'm saying? Day to day, how I'm feeling. That's the space that I've created for myself to where now, because I've done that my entire time on this journey, I've made music. If you listen to my catalog, not everything sounds the same because I'm able to do different things because I feel different things.
Now, I'm going to tap into something that you probably don't want to tap into, right?
What's that?
But you know what? We got to talk about it a little bit, bro. This we keeping it real. Now, having a partner and having a supportive partner, I mean, I hear that really helps out your career, right? So how's that been for you so far? I hear your partner kills it on TikTok.
Yeah, no, man. She's been the greatest, man. She's literally like, I call her my PR, my stylist, you know what I'm saying? She literally helps me with everything. You know, if I'm going to a show, she's taking pictures, she's recording the show. If I'm about to, you know, post something, I'm giving her or I'm asking her opinion. What does she think? Does this look good? Should I do this? Should I try this? So she's kind of like my right hand man.
She'll be holding you back, telling you no, you can't do all that.
nah, man. I bring her with me she's even here right now. You know what I'm saying? She comes with me everywhere. Dope. I think that's something that's important for me too, you know, in a relationship. I feel like for myself, it'd be hard for me to be in a relationship with somebody who isn't supportive of the dream because that's just a part of me, you know what I'm saying? So 100. That's definitely something that's big.
That's badass, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So Ray, before we end this, man, what is Ray looking at 2025? What's coming? What's popping? What's the new song? Is there something that you haven't released yet that we need to know about?
Oh man, there's always new music I haven't released, man. I got a lot of stuff ready to go. Just getting bigger and better, man. Continuing to grow with the music, continuing to grow the fan base, continuing to do things like this. You know what I'm saying? Reach out, network with people, meet new people. And just continue just to make it bigger, man. You know what I'm saying? Make Ray Riley a real household name. You know, I want to continue to grow this name because I look at myself as a brand. You know what I'm saying? And I treat myself that way. So that's the goal, man. That's what we're doing. We're going to continue to grow. 2025, man.
I feel you. Now, I'm going to cut one more question because I want to know a little bit more about Ray. So Ray, what is Ray to the community, right? Ray, I mean, I heard you, bro. You moved to the IE, but you came back to Dago. Sounds like you got a lot of love for San Diego.
Yeah.
Now, what is Ray looking to do out here in Dago, man?
I mean, I'm looking to do whatever I can, man. I want to help the community any way I can. Shout out to my man Ruben Torres and my man Memo. We just went to the Juvenile Detention Center. Damn, it was somewhere in, where was it at? Otay Mesa? Okay, yeah. So we went up there, we was talking to the kids, man. It was definitely a crazy experience for me to see and be around all those kids, you know, in the Juvenile Detention Center when you see them. And a lot of those kids are good kids, man. They just got caught up in a bad situation, made a mistake.
Wrong time.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking to give back, man. I want to give back any way I can. I made a song for a youth football league out here that's on rotation consistently. So yeah, man, anything I can do for the community, man, when I get in positions of giving back, I want to be able to at any point in time, man. So I want to make the things around me that made me who I am better.
Actually, I first found out about you from a song you made for the barbershops, bro. That one hit. A couple of my boys posted. I got a gang of homies out here in Chula Vista that are barbers. I mean, I got a gang of homies that are barbers everywhere. But that's how I first heard your song. And then once I started talking to Abe, he started talking about you, and then I was like, told me about what you do on the marketing side and where your vision's at. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, I fuck with you. Like, I see what you're trying to do, and I see where you're trying to grow. And you're not just talking about, like you mentioned, about gangbanging, right? You're talking about supporting the youth, about how you can change, and that doesn't make you, just because you grew up in the hood doesn't mean you got to stay there.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can't move out, and you can move back and still be okay, because now you come with a different mindset.
100%.
But a lot of times you got to leave, you got to step out of that mindset so you can see the world a little different.
100%.
Once you come back, your head's on, right? You know, you can pivot, you can change, but you know what you have to do, what you don't have to do, what you got to stay away from, and who you got to stay with.
100%.
Doesn't mean you don't have love for where you're from. Just means you look at it a little bit different.
No, 100%. And it's funny when you mentioned that song. That's one of the things we talked about earlier. I put that out. I didn't think much of it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whatever, man. And that shit is blowing up. Shannon Sharp just posted it on his page the other day. He got 3 million followers. He just posted that song on his page. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things that you just never know what's gonna work. That's another thing I would say, man, is to artists working, you never know what's gonna work. If you believe 100. In it, put it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if nobody fucks with it, if you fuck with it, put it out, because you never know. Years later, I made that song, man, 5 years ago. And now it has like 2,000 videos on TikTok. Shannon Sharp just used it. Somebody else with like 1 million followers just used it. So I'm like, you just never know, man. And it could take a couple years, but just continue to work, man. So yeah, no, it's been good, man.
Now, where can my people follow you, bro? I'm gonna post this all over my page. I wanted to go give you a follow. Where can they find you on the gram?
Follow me at The Real Ray Riley, at The Real Ray Riley on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Really Ray Riley is the backup IG, you know what I'm saying? I got two, but The Real Ray Riley is the main joint. So follow me at The Real Ray Riley on all socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff.
Now, guys, don't take my word for it. Go listen to the music. Drop a comment on this video below. Let me know what you think. You can put the emojis. You won't take it personal. You can put the fire, the flame, the trash. We want to know the truth. We're keeping it real. Till next time.
Peace.